All right, let's go. So this is the new version of the Khyaal podcast. Basically, what's going to happen is I come on here, I share my thoughts. थोड़ा जा जो मेरे दिमाग से चलता पिया, जो होया, जो होना आया, I'll kind of discuss just what I'm thinking. And occasionally we'll have a guest too. So we'll keep the ball rolling. I know we haven't posted too much of me speaking or the podcast or anything like that in a while, but this is a step towards that. So I hope you bear with me. And, Mafi for not posting. We've just been flanked with so much other stuff. We've been trying to really push on creating resources for GSV and all of that kind of stuff. So let's get cracking. First thing on the agenda is the UK trip. I went to the UK in April. So right now on YouTube and on Spotify and on SoundCloud, we're pushing out all the recordings. So you can just go and find all the recordings there. But it was good. It was an interesting experience. I'm kind of building up step by step. So until 2 years ago, I was saying no to all programs everywhere. Even locally, I still say no to most programs. If you live in Sydney, you kind of know. Even nationally, interstate and stuff, I just say no. And the reason for that is I feel like if I am performing a lot, I'm not growing as much as I should. So it's kind of like something has to give. There's a balance. It's not unlimited energy, So I only have 10 units of energy. And if 4 of that goes to family, 2 of that one goes to fitness, 1 goes to the house, you only have X amount of units. And so how many units do you want to put into your development? And as, I keep going on this journey of life, things keep developing, a family, a house, X, Y, and Z, those units keep getting dried up. So if I'm performing all the time, then naturally the units that will go in my music are like practice and stuff like that. So I just have to be a little bit more careful about that. So what I've started doing is 2 years ago, I didn't ask for any programs, or not ask programs. I would say no to programs. And then I took a program in Malaysia while I was still working as an engineer and did 2 programs with Sudarshan Sanipaji. And then I did program in America.
When was that program, the Malaysian one?
2019. So 19 I did that. And then COVID. And then after COVID I did a program in Washington. And then I think that was pre-COVID as well. And then the first one that I kind of said yes to is a student of mine. Shout out to Ujjal Didar Singh, and he is organizing this coming September one as well. But he got me out in Detroit. I sang a few, and then I took a step back again. And then my student in my student in England, shout out to Minna Baji. He organized the UK thing, and then now I'm doing this one as well. So I'm going to trying to get out. And, there is an aspect of sharing, Kirtan. There's an aspect of you work on this, on the old composition, you spend so much time. And there is an aspect of it's not mine to own. Meri thona cheez hai. Main bhi sikh raha hu, and I learn, I practice, and whatever I've done, then you share it with the people, and then they get inspired. Maybe they like something, maybe they don't like something, but then they go home and then they want to practice, and then the circle goes on. So I want to try and at least once, probably max twice in a year, do some sort of program. So the next installment of that is in September. But what I was saying is I just got back from the UK, and it was kind of I haven't spoken about it yet, but because we haven't been doing the podcast or anything, but it was a wild experience in the sense that I'm not used, I'm quite, I don't want to say introverted, but I like solace, I like silence. And then so it took me it always takes me back with when people, come and show support and there's appreciation. And then so I'm forever thankful. And then I also, it takes me a while to just kind of process all that, because in my head I'm just like, I still suck. Like I'm still I'm still working at it. I'm still trying, so it takes me a little while to process. I'm forever grateful. Like I couldn't get over it. Like when people would show up and people just like, if there were so many people, you were there with me, like people come to say hi, like, oh, we're gonna take a photo. And literally like the programs were like packed. Like we go program to program. It would be like we perform at South Hall, and then we went to people would just get in the cars, and then
Shepherd's Bush was like 40 minutes away from South Hall, and then like you could see the same faces from South Hall at Shepherd's Bush, so people actually drove 30-40 minutes for the next
they would just follow us. Like I'd finish the program and be like, look, next program's here, and then people would just come, and it's like you can never take any of that for granted. I know people take that stuff for granted, where they go, oh, people will come to listen and stuff, but you can't take any of that for granted. It's every moment of it, you should be grateful. Shukr, shukr, shukr. That's all you can do, because question, you don't know if someone cares or someone listens. What are we doing? We're just singing. Like it's not that big a deal. But people, if they connect, you have like, I don't know मैं किन्ना को कह सकता हूँ, पर मेरे दिल च बहुत ज़्यादा शुक्राना है उस गल दा. But मैं किन्ना को ज़ाहिर करांगा, बंदा कहंदा भी थक जांदा है. But it's like I feel it. I feel the love, I feel the support, and then I do feel like not pressure, but I want to do better for the same people. I want to do better for the same people. I want to make sure that the next time they hear me, they go, oh, okay, this guy's better. Like he's getting better. I'm like, because the more you give, like whatever I receive, the energy I get from that. When I was touring and all the people were coming out saying positive words, getting inspired, coming speaking to me, I take all that and I bring it home with me, and then I sit in my room. I don't go out and tour the next week. I just sit, bottle it up, write down what's going on, what I'm thinking, make mental notes, and then start just channeling all of that energy back into like my craft. So that's exactly what happened with that tour too. And this was the first time I actually like toured. I haven't toured before, so there's heaps of learnings. We're doing programs back to back to back, and some programs I was just one night, Saturday night we sung at Birmingham,
and the next morning was Shepherd's Bush, 10 a.m.
10 a.m. So, but for those that don't know, Friday, we drove out Friday.
I think we were there.
We drove out Friday night program.
Saturday morning.
Friday program siga.
Sunday was the last performance day, I'm pretty sure.
No. Friday was Birmingham program. And so we drove a few hours to Birmingham on Friday. Then we got to Birmingham and we sang at night. Then we got some sleep. Smethwick. No, not Smethwick. Guru Har Rai Gurdwara. That's what it was. So we sang there on Friday night, and same thing. It was just packed, and
West Bromwich was so packed.
It was very packed. And utthe hazri par ke. Then the next day we sang at Smethwick, and that was, I'm saying Smethwick, see? Adama British Bank,
Smethwick.
It's written Smethwick, but we pronounce it Smethwick. And so we sang there, and that I sang at like midnight almost. Like the recordings are up now.
You started at like 9:30 or 10 around that time.
No, I started like 11 or something. It was late.
Really?
And it was packed. Everyone
really
was sitting there, and then I met so many nice people there, and it was like almost like an Instagram reunion. I was like, I've seen you on Instagram. I've seen you on Instagram. I was thinking in my head, I'm like, you're shorter than in real life. I'm like, no, you're taller in real life. I've never seen these people. I know all these people from Instagram, but it was so nice to see everyone like come out. Because it's like who has time in their day? Like no one has time. Everyone's busy as hell. So for someone to turn around and be like, I'm gonna take a little bit of time out, that token means something to me. Means a lot to me.
Definitely.
So you would have seen at the program as well. I was spending time at the end until everyone was like done seeing me. I was like, I'm not leaving. I'm gonna say hi to everyone.
Vlogging, so like after every
you were getting annoyed.
I was 10 to 15 minutes was just you meeting people. I'm just like standing there recording people speaking.
I remember you getting annoyed, being like, Not annoyed, like frustrated.
Yeah.
You're like, it's too many people, and we need I'm sick of logging everyone meeting him. But yeah. So there's tu kyo tang ho rahe hain? Okay, it's like there's no reason for you to get annoyed. But after that program, so we finished at midnight. We left Birmingham, got in Minnapaji Tesla, and Tesla kamal di gaddi. Thoda jage jaake odai power muk gayi. So it's like 1 a.m. It's a 3-hour drive back. We have a 10 a.m. program, and it's like 1 a.m. We run out of juice in the car, and then we park somewhere, and we have some like hot chocolate or something, and while we wait for it to charge, just to get it ki ghar pahuncha de. And then we get in the car. Finally, we get home at like 3 a.m. or something, and get some sleep, and then we're up early in the morning again, and then we get to Shepherd's Bush. And that program, I was so tired.
I just remember
it was like nothing that could wake me up. Exactly. And I was like, so that was like a learning. So because I'm like, next time I want to be better at this. Like, so I'm making a lot of mental notes. Okay, this is the space I need between programs. This is how much rest I need, and blah 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 blah. Because I know some people that will just perform, and their voices are gone. Like there's some people that I know, I haven't heard them with a good voice in like years.
आवाज बैठी होंदी है
हमेशा ही बैठी होंदी है because they're just in that performance grind and they're never like resting. There's like technical things as well. Your vocal cords get like little like kind of like permanent damage. You have to take like 3 weeks off sometimes, 2 weeks off. Don't speak, let it heal. And then you come back. But I remember that morning was so rough. We had 3 programs that day. I sung in the morning, and then shout out to Karanveer. We went to his house, DG and Sounds. So if you follow DG and Sounds, you know this guy's a legend, Karanveer. So we went to his house, and
you got Morecambe to give you a massage.
Oh, I know. I was like, because there's a lot of points in your like neck that can help bring the voice back. I was doing everything. The tel mali janne se ki haan bhai gala wapas aa tel malya, massage kiti, to massage kiti, te garare sharare. By the evening, I dropped my scale 1 pitch.
And the evening we started at Southall.
Yeah, evening was Southall and Slough. I dropped my pitch by 1 sur. And then both programs were fine. Where I was going, but I could perform to a level where people could enjoy and connect and everything. So in that time from the morning to evening, I did a bunch of things to kind of get myself back on, and snap back on. Because people come in to listen to you, like,
Exactly.
So you have to be on. Like, you can't just be off. So there's a lot of learning from that. And then now I'm going to the US, just the East Coast in September, so in a month's time. All the details are on my socials. And if you live in the area, please do come by. And if you come by, then come say hi. It means a lot. And it's basically New York, New Jersey, Detroit, no Toronto on the cards this time around. That's probably going to happen next year. Virginia. एक दो और जगह है Michigan and
Indiana as well.
Indiana Indiana so that's on the agenda and I'm it would be good. I'm working on different things to sing. A lot of the times people want to hear the same things from you. But I'm going to sing a bunch of different things. I'm excited to sing some different material that I've been working on. What else is there? Next year I'm probably going to travel a little bit as well. So as those plans solidify, they're like 90% confirmed.
Where are you planning to go next year?
We'll announce that too. Toronto really wants me out there for some programs. They're ready to move pretty much. So that'll probably be second half. And then first half, I'm not ready to announce yet. They've confirmed it, but they haven't. There's no tickets booked or anything like that. So I don't want people from that area to expect me and then me not come. So soon I'll get something out if that goes through. But second half is looking like on their end, they've confirmed everything for Toronto and that side of the world. I just haven't locked it in on my end just yet. What else is new?
So there was like a video going on Instagram and Facebook the other day by Manbir Singh. He uploaded this video, like he went live and he was talking about like Iraqis and the Peta.
Yes, I did see that. Let me, you know what? Let's play it, and then I'll give you my thoughts.
ये वीडियो इसलिए बना रहे हैं कि मैं यूके आया सी और मैं एक चीज देखी कि कीर्तनी सिंह दी भेटा जड़ी प्रबंधक कमेटी चुक लेंदी मैंने बड़ा अजीब लगा चलो असली जड़े
the piano in the back's amazing.
असली भेटा भी ले लेने हैं मैं उन्ना बारे सोच रहा जड़े जथे इत्थे आने ने $100 विच कीर्तन करते ने $100 भेटा 150 पाउंड भेटा ते उन्हां दे विचारां दा कुछ नहीं बनदा होएगा दिस इज सैड बहुत दुख होया मैनूं चलो असी अब नाम सब
The piano.
कुटानकोट शुक्राना है पर एक कमेटियां मैं कमेटी ਨੂੰ बुरा नहीं कहता सारी कमेटियां नहीं कि कुछ
Too much.
थोड़ा गुस्सा में स्वाद बख्शा माने कहते हक पराया नाम का उस सुअर उस गाय हक पराया पता किसी दा हक रखना ये इसे तरह जिवें
I'm going to forward it.
बहुत ही गल है तुसीं दसां ले लो
Okay. So I did see this, and like he's right. He's 100% right on this. Like and it's good on him for speaking out about this stuff. There's a few things about this that I think, you know, one day maybe I'll go through the economics of like my shift, because I worked as an engineer, and that too, I was a principal engineer. So it was a healthy salary. And then I left that to come on this side of the line, you know, and do Kirtan full time. And if anyone thinks that I did it for money, you know, like I made pennies on what I made as an engineer, right? So you have no idea what you're talking about. It's all good to say that, but you have no idea what you're talking about. If you watch the rest of it too, basically what he's saying is that you do Kirtan, and if a Kirtan is doing Kirtan, in front of them usually there's a little peta, box or something, donation box. Yeah. That's separate to the donation box or the golak in front of Guru Granth Sahib Ji. So people go and they have almost like two options, you know. And if they feel moved or they feel inspired or they want to support the Kirtani, they'll walk up to the stage and put money in the little donation box in front of the Kirtani, assuming that goes to the Kirtani. A lot of the Gurdwara, they pick that up and they take it. Now, when I switched over, before I switched over, when I was an engineer, all the programs I didn't get paid. And I didn't look for the money.
Yeah.
The reason being that you do the program, then you come home, and then, you know, in Australia we used to get paid on Thursday. So on Thursday you get a paycheck.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter. So heaps of programs that I did unpaid. They would pay for flights. I go and I sing and I come back.
Yeah.
I remember the Malaysian one that I did, the first program I did it whilst I was still working as an engineer. I went and they paid me like a nominal thing, which it was just kind of like, they're like, how much is your charge? I was like, just pay me whatever. They gave me an envelope. It wasn't much. I didn't even ask for much, and I'm not complaining. I'm just giving you an example that when you have a salary coming in, that money isn't what you rely on to pay your mortgage.
Exactly.
So you don't need that money. You're not relying on that money because you have income coming in on a certain day from your full-time job. When I started doing this full-time, I got burnt a few times. Right? So people don't know this stuff of the business side of this thing, right? That you go and sing And people will pay for everything and anything, but they won't pay for the kirtani.
Exactly.
Right? And it's almost like like a kirtani doesn't have bills to pay. It doesn't have kids to support or a mortgage to pay for. So a lot of kirtanis actually depend on that money from the sangat because the committee is giving them $200.
Exactly.
Darbar Sahib Ragi came here to Sydney and the main Gurdwara, he gave him like $300 for, I think, a few days of kirtan, 3-4 days of kirtan. There's 3 of them. I'm not going to take his name because I don't know if he wants me to tell this story. But he's very famous. There's 3 of them in a Ragi Jatha. You pay them $300. I think it was for 3 or 4 days. Say for 3 days, you pay them $300. It's $100 a day.
Total.
That's total. $300. And that's $100 a day for 3 people. What, $33? How much is a meal here? $30. If you don't know, if you live overseas, Australia, $30
Yeah.
$25, $30. So what do you want them to do?
Exactly.
Then what he's saying is right. Banda haq mangda hai, then you're like, oh no, whatever,
Exactly.
seva, yeah. Who's saying it's not seva, So what he's saying is people rely on that peta because the Gurdwara is not paying them what they deserve. So they rely on the peta, and when the Gurdwara takes that away, then So first few times I did kirtan, after I left my engineering job, it was kind of like that, where people just kind of went, they'll bargain with you, but they won't bargain with anything else.
Exactly.
And they won't give you better. So after like the 2 or 3 times it happened, then I had to start becoming a little bit strict.
Yeah.
And then the way I function is like the remuneration for the program is set beforehand, so I'm not reliant on that. On the donation that comes in. But a lot of people aren't like that. Good on him for saying this because he is probably one of the top drawers in that sense. Like people want to hear him a lot.
Exactly.
So rightfully so, he charges more money than most. Rightfully so. So if he's charging more money, he's not relying as much on that donation. So he doesn't need it. He, by raising his voice on this, he's actually supporting all the others that need it, right? For example, like if you're the most sought after person in your field, you should be charging a lot. And I'll tell you the reason why. The reason why is like, say you have a sports team, right? Like everyone will know like cricket or soccer or something. What's the top guy asking for an endorsement? It's like 100 million, 200 million. You turn around and say, why does this guy want $200 million for an endorsement? How do you put worth on that? The truth is, if the top guy gets 200 million, then the guy 50th down the line gets 500,000.
Exactly.
So if the guy at the top says, I want 1 million, the guy right at the bottom is getting $500.
Yeah.
So you have to understand that if someone like Manbir Singh ji, whoever's like recognizable faces that can charge more, if they don't kind of charge their worth, it sets everyone else back. Because if he walks in and says, I want X amount, right, as my fees, then you can't underpay the next guy.
Exactly.
That doesn't have a voice. Because he goes, well, Paji, ਤੁਸੀਂ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਦਿੱਤਾ ਸੀਗਾ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਅੱਧਾ ਤੇ ਦੇ ਦਿਓ.
Yeah.
Like, or so it's not about him going and saying, give me more money.
Yeah.
It's about him asking for his worth. And in that, like a rising tide lifts all.
Raising his voice for the others.
Yeah. So if you raise your voice in that way, you actually end up pushing everyone else up.
Exactly.
So good on him for raising his voice. I'll just share it here. Like when I was working as an engineer, when I left my job, my income was, everyone else can convert it, whatever, but here it was $200,000 a year. And I was 28.
Yeah.
That's a decent amount of money. That's a good
solid.
money. Yeah, it's good money. And I've never spoken about this before, but it's good money for a 28-year-old.
Yeah. Were you like a more like higher up engineer?
I was principal engineer, so I had engineers reporting to me. So I had,
It's a pretty solid position.
Yeah, so I had engineers reporting to me, and then we had other technical staff too. So there was like a whole team that would report to me. But my salary was 200. Like I was paid It was a contract, so I was paid hourly, but the rate on a yearly basis was 200 or around that mark. Then I'll tell you this: when I left my job and I became an engineer, did Kirtan full time, I didn't even qualify to pay tax.
Wow.
The first year, I can't remember what that qualification was. It was like 20,000 or something.
Wow.
10 times less.
Wow.
You're going to tell me that I did this for money. I didn't. Can you imagine that? I didn't qualify for tax. So the government saying, "Tu zyada gareeb hai, to tax na hi de." That's what the first year was like.
Wow.
Right? And shukar hai, I've built up from that, like, and I'm in a comfortable position and growing from there. But if you're going to tell me you leave your $200,000 job and you do this and then you speak, so then you turn around and say this to Kirtanis and whatnot, like you don't know what you're just speaking. In his post, someone's commenting, people are commenting, and someone's like, leave seva is seva. This is just like Jodyan di seva. This is just like Pandyan di seva. That's not a skill set. You don't have ustads for Jodyan di seva or Pandyan di seva. That's more to do with ego.
Exactly.
Demolishing your ego and being in the service about this. This is a skill set.
Exactly, yeah.
This has like a cultural, and it has a cultural weight to it. It means something, So it's like, I don't know why people don't see this, but just because they don't see it doesn't mean what they're saying is right.
Exactly.
Good on him for saying this. Also good on him for being so open about it. And I think everyone should be more open, because I know heaps of Kirtanis that will charge under the table and say they're for free. They say, no, I see the free Kirtan Karde, we do everything for free. It's Kirtan. And then under the table, like after the fact, or in some other XYZ ways, they get paid.
Yeah.
It's like, why not just be honest? Because then you're throwing everyone else under the bus.
100%.
So just be honest and be like, this is how much my time is worth, how much my kala is worth. If you put... Imagine if Bhai Samoon Singh ji walked back, how much would you pay him to sing today? But when he was alive, people probably bargaining.
Exactly.
Manbir Singh ji honi chale gaye, he's a recent example. When he was alive, he was probably bargaining with people all the time too. I mean, he was old, he probably had set his rate and everything was done. Yeah. But imagine people saying to him back then, being like, "Nahi ji, tusi inne na lao ji, inne you take a little bit less, please. So kirtan hai, seva ya, sangat ne sunna hai."
Exactly.
Now he's dead. Now it'd be like people muh mange yaar, oh ek baari aake shabad suna
dene ek baar. Exactly.
So value the people while they're around, But good on him. Good on him. I'm trying to think if he said anything else in that. But I think that's what he said. Donation.
And I think he posted like a couple of stories as well.
Yeah, I think he was just going on about the same thing.
Yeah.
Going on about the same thing, that you should pay people and don't take money from... Yeah. He was saying haq ke another, which is...
It is true.
Which is true.
Definitely.
If anything, what you should do is just clear it out every single time. So some gurdwaras say that, look, money's coming in, that money goes to the pool for all the Kirtanis and we'll split it up and give... Yeah. But they don't actually do that. You're not going to hear back from the Gurdwara in a week's time and say, hey, we have $100 left for you from the pool.
Yeah.
So what they should do is, if anything, they should just or just keep clearing it out. Once the money's there, you give it to the Kirtanis, and then you clear it out, and then the next thing comes in, so people can show their appreciation.
Yeah.
I'll tell you a story that happened in England that really
This is a recent UK tour?
Yeah, in April. I can't... it will stay with me forever. I'm doing Kirtan at GNNSJ, the first program. ठीक है? ਉਹਦੀ ਰਿਕਾਰਡਿੰਗਾਂ ਪਈਆਂ ਹੋਈਆਂ, like ਕਾਹੇ ਪਈਆ ਸੱਜਣ ਸਵਾਮੀ ਮੋਰਾ, ਉਹ ਸਾਰਾ ਗਾਇਆ ਸੀ. I'm singing. Towards the end of the program, a little kid comes up. And he comes to the stage and he puts money on the stage. And I just give him a smile, like, it's just a little kid. I see him and it's like, it reminds me of Prem, reminds me of like a little boy. And then he matha takes like to the Kirtani Jatha on stage. Wow. He matha takes to the matha tikya, and then he goes back. Baad cho mainu the story dasi ki the family told me the story. They're like, look, we don't come to the Gurdwara all the time. But he's like, we came to the Gurudwara today for the program, and we were sitting there, and then like my son just turned around to me and he said, "Can you give me something to give to him?"
Wow.
Just out of, he's like, "Just give me something. I just want to give something to them. I just appreciate." He's a little kid.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Oh, okay, yeah, sure." So the dad gave him like a coin or something, like what that. And he looks at the coin and he goes, "No, not the coin. Can you give me like a note?
Yeah,
I want to give more."
Yeah.
And so then they gave him a note, and then he came and put that down, and then so you can see like it was an expression of like whatever he was feeling. He's a kid. I don't know what he's feeling, but
Yeah.
that will stay with me. Like moving people like that. And so it's kind of like people don't know how to support. That is one little way they can support. They can be like,
Exactly.
"Look, out of what I have, here's what, a little bit, $5 or something." It's a token of appreciation.
Exactly.
Your life's not going to change with it.
Yeah.
But it means everything because it comes from
Exactly.
that spot,
Exactly.
So like that story would stay with me, But yeah, good on him for kind of vocalizing it. Most people wouldn't vocalize it.
Yeah.
A lot of people probably going to give him hate for it, but you get hate for anything anyway.
Yeah, truth
so.
does hurt, really.
Yeah, I mean, you stop getting hate when you're dead.
Yeah.
So that's not a big deal.
Yeah.
Is there anything else? Okay, let's wrap. We'll probably do this again in a month or something like that.
Yeah.
Maybe just before I head out or once I come back. So we'll do this again soon. And if I run into guests or anything like that, then we'll do something with guests too. Okay, let's wrap.
And hopefully next time we'll have more stories from the US tour as well.
I know, yeah. We'll do it immediately after the US tour. So we'll have some nice,
Exactly.
juicy stories from the US tour. Okay.